Have you ever heard about the spoon analogy? Yes, spoon analogy. I know it sounds weird, doesn't it? But it's just a symbol of how each one of us, we all have different energy levels. And let's say, for example, we're all given the same amount of spoons for the day. We all have the same amount of hours in a day. And let's say we're each given, say, let's say 50 spoons for the whole day. 50. Do you know, for some people, just to get out of bed and to get ready and have breakfast, do you know that they may even use up 10 spoons just to do that? Whereas someone else may, jump out of bed, get ready, have brekkie, and they've used one spoon. One spoon. Whereas the other person has used 10. And then can you see as the day progresses, the person that whose energy level is very, very low, they're going to go through their spoons so quickly that by the end of the day, they may have one spoon left, just one. Whereas someone else might have maybe 20 spoons left. So we need to appreciate that each one of us is on a different level. We're each on different levels, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And at the moment, we're speaking about the physical side, but we need to appreciate that not everyone might have the energy level that you have. Not everyone might be able to bounce around and get through the day and fly through the day, so to speak. For a lot of people, it is a real struggle to get through life. For a lot of people, it's more like not living, but more like just existing. So we really need to be kind to ourselves when we're having really, really rough days, and to be kind to each other, because you just don't know that the person next to you or the family member next to you who might be really doing it tough at the moment. Life can be really tough, and I just wanted to share too that my spoon level often runs out, that's for sure. I know that I do these videos, and that's on days or moments or minutes, should I say, that I have some energy that that I am able to communicate and have some energy to be able to do that, and to be able to feel alive and etc. Whereas a lot of days I cannot put two words together. A lot of days I struggle. I might be in the middle of a conversation and I just can't think of, the words just don't flow out. Or maybe I've been on the phone with a friend, a close friend or a family member, and we've had a lovely conversation. But when I get off the phone, just communicating, it can wear you out. I know it sounds really weird. You think, oh my gosh, try doing some tough, hard yakka. Try doing some tough, hard physical work. Oh my gosh, yeah. But I'm talking about mental fatigue at the moment. Mental fatigue where all the concentration and thinking and talking, all that takes energy, believe it or not. It really does. And that explains why when someone is feeling really sick, really you just need to rest, just to completely rest. I just wanted to let people know that, I don't always have a lot of energy. But when I do, I really, really appreciate it. I so appreciate it when I have times when I have energy and I feel alive. And do you know, the one of the main times when I come alive is when I'm talking about my faith, when I'm talking about God, when I'm talking about just wonderful things about what God has done and what He is doing. And yes, I know a lot of people think, but you know, you might be going through a horrible time. You may have just been through a terrible tragedy, and you might think, okay, where is God? Okay, where is God when times are really tough, you know, when we've been through a lot of pain. And look, I get that. I understand, you know, I've had many times in my life when I've had a lot of pain, a lot of torment. So I know what that's like. I really, really do. And I can remember myself many, many years ago, a long time ago. I remember crying out, asking God, look, if you're real, this was before I really knew God. Oh, yeah. And I cried out, literally, where are you? If you're real, where are you? You know, where are you? Why do bad things happen? Um, I really couldn't understand. It just didn't make sense. If there's a God, why doesn't he just come and do something? Why doesn't he make things better now, right now? And I know what it's like to pour out your heart. I know what it's like to suffer. I do. And I'm not being morbid here, it's a fact. I'm just letting you know I can relate to a lot of you out there who might be hurting, who might be suffering, who might be in physical pain, who might be in emotional pain, coming out of a tragedy or going through a tragedy. And you might honestly be thinking, well, where is God? You know, this lady talks about God and about God's love. Well, I haven't seen it, you might think. I just want you to know I can identify it because I used to be there. I used to cry out. I still cry out and say, like, but this time I cry out. It's in a different way because I'm crying out like, oh God, why are you taking so long? But it's crying out with faith. I know God is for real. I don't doubt that for one moment. No matter how terrible things can be, I do not doubt for one moment now. But back then, and I'm looking back about 30 years plus, 30 years ago, I'd think, is there a God really? Is there really a God in heaven that cares for us human beings, that really cares for us? Well, let me tell you, there is. There is a God in heaven who does hear, who does care. Believe me, he does. And why is there suffering in this world? It's just, all I can say is evil has its time for now. But let me also say, there are good days too. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, we all go through some horrible, horrible times, but surely there's got to be something or a few things at least in your life that are precious to you, that are wonderful to you. Maybe your family, your little children you have, grandchildren you have, maybe a job that you've just been able to get and you're achieving wonderful results. Maybe you've just finished a remarkable education course and you're doing well. They're good things. And see, often us humans, sometimes we just focus on the really bad stuff. And we need to know that there is good stuff too. And that's why we can see the suffering in this world, because we can also see the good in this world, even just in creation itself. And do you know that God, the King of Kings, he watches over his creation and he knows. He knows. He knows what's going on. He knows. But please, please know that you can get that inner strength, that mighty inner strength, that strength that nothing or no one of this world can give you. But God, the Spirit of the living God, can give you the strength to get through whatever you might be going through. I can verify that. You know, there's a few people out there who do know me, and you know some of my life story, and you know that that I haven't had it easy. Like most people, I haven't had it easy. You know, I know what it's like to be in an orphanage, for example. I spent 7 years in an orphanage. I mean, that's just incredible. And I had a counsellor once say to me, a lot of people that have been in an orphanage don't survive. They don't make it. They don't make it. And I nearly didn't make it. There was many times in my life I just didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to live. Who wants to live when they're full of pain and torment? I didn't want to live. But you know what? God knows who you are. He knows you. He knows you by name. And believe me, he will help you get through it. And when you get through all those dark, dark times that you may be going through, believe me, when you come into the truth, you will be just so, what's the word? Enlightened. You'll be so, so thankful because you'll know where you've been. You'll know what you used to feel, what you would experience, those dark times. And now you know that even though there's still tough days and you still go through painful moments at times, but you still have that inner strength. Inner strength. And like in the book of Psalms, often God's people will be crying out to him, literally crying out. But by the time they finish crying out, they end up rejoicing in the King of Kings. They end up rejoicing and they end up having that their faith restored and renewed and recharged. And they know that no matter what is happening, no matter what, that there is hope. That there is hope that you can and will get through it. So please, whoever you are out there, please be encouraged if you needed to hear these words today, to know that yes, there is suffering in this world, but it's not going to be forever. And that is the hope we have. And we know that it's getting closer and closer to one day that all evil will be done away with, completely done away with. So please, just ask God on your heart today what he would like to say to you. What is the Spirit of God, the Spirit of the living God saying to you today? Take comfort. Be encouraged. Thank you. Thank you for listening, and take care. And I look forward to speaking again soon. Bye.